In a world where hidden treasures often remain concealed, one man's life was about to take an unexpected and astonishing turn. Meet Lauren, an ordinary individual with an extraordinary story, a story that began with an unassuming old blanket. Little did he know that this seemingly insignificant possession, one he had stashed away in his closet for years, would soon become the key to unlocking a fortune beyond his wildest dreams. Join us on a remarkable journey for the twists and turns of Lauren's life, a journey that will unveil the astounding true value of a humble blanket, forever altering the course of his destiny. As Lauren stepped through the doors of the unemployment office, he felt a mix of nerves and hope swirling within him. He took a deep breath and braced himself for what lay ahead. Getting financial help wasn't a cakewalk, but he was determined. Inside, things got interesting. Lauren caught their attention by showing off his cool prosthetic leg, a testament to his resilience after a nasty car crash. The meeting that followed was like a puzzle, with lots of forms and questions about his accident. Lauren tackled it all with patience and a never-give-up spirit. Life had thrown Lauren a curveball. For years, he had been a skilled carpenter, creating beautiful stuff with his hands. But one day, life took away his leg in a car crash. Now, he was living in a small house, trying to make ends meet. His trusty carpentry tools were gathering dust, a stark reminder of his past life. Apart from the physical pain, Lauren carried emotional scars from his roller coaster childhood. His sister, with whom he'd always had these wild arguments, seemed to despise him more as they both got older. It was like an unsolved mystery. Why did his only sibling harbor such strong grudges? This question kept him pondering as he faced the challenges of rebuilding his life. When Lauren's sister moved out of the house, she severed all ties with her younger brother. It left Lauren bewildered, as he couldn't fathom what he had done to provoke such intense animosity. Back in high school, Lauren had been quite the athlete, a star on the American football squad. At one point, he even contemplated turning his passion into a career. However, he took a different path and signed a contract with a carpentry firm. In the close-knit community, Lauren earned a reputation as a dependable and hardworking man. He made the pivotal decision to move in with his fiancée and her children. It wasn't an easy road, especially with limited finances, but Lauren's determination never wavered. 2 years passed, and he found himself with the family he had always dreamt of. Yet, despite his hardships, Lauren had no one to lean on, and the shadow of his estranged sister loomed over him like a dark cloud. Amidst the turmoil, there was one family member who provided solace: his grandmother. She was a delightful lady with a heart full of love for her grandchildren. Her greatest wish was to see them happy, and she was the one constant source of support in Lauren's life. Lauren's string of good luck was abruptly interrupted. On a dark, rainy evening, he found himself behind the wheel of his vehicle, navigating a road that had seen better days. Despite maintaining a cautious speed, the combination of poor visibility due to the rain and the road's deteriorating condition made it incredibly challenging for him to maintain control. In the blink of an eye, everything changed. Lauren made a turn at an intersection and was met with a blinding light hurtling toward him at an alarming speed. As if that wasn't enough, he also realized that another car was rapidly approaching from behind. In a state of panic, he shouted and honked his horn desperately, doing everything in his power to avert a disastrous collision. Lauren made a valiant effort to swerve and avoid a direct impact with the oncoming car, and fortunately, he succeeded in preventing that catastrophe. However, just when it seemed like the worst had been averted, fate took yet another unexpected turn. His van lost control, flipping over and landing unceremoniously in a deep ditch at the roadside. So, Lauren's day, which had started with a stroke of good luck, swiftly transformed into a series of daunting challenges. The relentless rain, the treacherous road, the blinding lights, and the heart-pounding near-miss with the other vehicle all combined to turn what had once been a fortunate day into an unforeseen and demanding ordeal. As Lauren lay there in the crashed car, he felt an intense pain shooting through his ankle. Confused and hurting, he heard voices and saw bright lights. It was clear his foot had been completely crushed in the accident. For a whole year, Lauren battled with this pain, hoping it would get better, but it didn't. Eventually, there was no other choice. They had to amputate his leg. Imagine having to make that tough decision. After the surgery, Lauren's life took a dramatic turn. With a missing limb and a family to support, he felt like he was in a dark tunnel with no end in sight. And then, the universe seemed to conspire against him. He lost his job, and his savings quickly disappeared. The financial strain cost him his home, and his kids had to go live with their grandparents. It was a really tough time. Just when things seemed their darkest, a true friend stepped in. They offered Lauren and his family a place to stay, a beacon of hope in their time of need. Sometimes, even in the toughest moments, life surprises us with a little bit of kindness. As things took a turn for the worse, Lauren found himself isolated, with only his mother offering him some support. Surprisingly, his sister and other relatives never came to visit, leaving him feeling quite alone during his difficult times. Then, an unexpected call arrived, delivering some shocking news: Lauren's grandmother had passed away. To make matters more complicated, she hadn't left a will behind. Instead, the attorney handling her affairs instructed Lauren to visit her home and take whatever belongings he wanted. Lauren's heart was set on her collection of books, as they held sentimental value to him. However, when he arrived at his grandmother's house, he was met with a disheartening sight. The place had been burglarized, and there was nothing left. In his urgency to understand what had happened, Lauren made a few phone calls and discovered that his own mother and sister had already been there. What stunned even more was that Lauren's sister, who had little interest in reading, had chosen to take the books for herself, even though their grandmother had intended them for Lauren. It was a heart-wrenching realization for Lauren, as he couldn't fathom how his sister could act in such a self-centered manner, especially in a time when support and unity were needed the most. As Lauren was about to leave his grandmother's house, he spotted something unusual on the floor in the corner. It was an old training bag that had seen better days, and beside it lay a dusty, stale blanket with a peculiar striped pattern. It was clear that no one had used it in years. When Lauren brought the old blanket back to his home, his girlfriend wasn't exactly thrilled. She thought it was dirty and unappealing, so she did what anyone would do: she washed it and then hid it away in the closet, where it remained for 7 long years, forgotten and untouched. But destiny had a surprise in store for that old blanket. One day, while Lauren was watching an episode of the Antiques Roadshow on TV, something remarkable happened. His eyes widened as he saw an object on the screen that looked strangely familiar. It was a blanket with the same distinctive pattern as the one he had found in his grandmother's house. Little did he know that this seemingly insignificant blanket was about to weave itself into a surprising and extraordinary tale. Lauren was glued to the TV screen as the expert on the Antiques Roadshow began talking about a blanket that looked strikingly similar to the one he had found in his grandmother's house. His heart raced as the appraiser started estimating the blanket's value. The figure the expert mentioned left Lauren completely stunned. He couldn't move for a moment. With a sense of urgency, Lauren rushed to the closet, hoping against hope that the old blanket he had kept all those years was indeed the valuable one from the show. To his amazement, it was a perfect match. Excitement and disbelief surged through him. He knew he had to share this incredible discovery with his fiancée, so he grabbed the phone and dialed her number. When she picked up, Lauren couldn't contain his excitement as he relayed the news. She, however, was taken aback, finding it hard to believe that a simple old blanket could be worth such a significant amount of money. Her natural skepticism kicked in, and she questioned the unbelievable value of the find. Lauren decided to have a conversation with his mother, who coincidentally lived in their grandma's former house. He explained the incredible discovery of the blanket and the sky-high estimated value he had heard on the Antiques Roadshow. To his surprise, his mother shared a similar opinion with his girlfriend, expressing doubts about the blanket's extraordinary worth. Realizing the need to learn more about the blanket's history, Lauren asked his mother if she could locate a box containing several old family photos. He believed that these pictures might hold valuable clues or background information that could shed light on the significance of the blanket. Using the photographs as a guide, Lauren embarked on a journey of discovery. Among the old family pictures, he stumbled upon a gem, an image of his great-great-grandfather, captured 150 years ago while he was hard at work in a trading station in North Dakota. This revelation sparked a fascinating possibility. The blanket he had found might have originated from that very trading station. If that were the case, its value would likely exceed his mother's modest estimate of $10. Driven by curiosity and the hope of receiving a more accurate appraisal, Lauren decided to take the blanket to a nearby pawn shop. There, he met with a clerk who, unfortunately, didn't seem to grasp the blanket's historical significance. The clerk casually appraised it at a mere $50, which left Lauren feeling unsatisfied and convinced that the blanket held a much deeper and more valuable history. Recognizing that the blanket held a significance far beyond the meager $50 appraisal, Lauren resolved to consult a true expert. His determination led him to embark on an extensive online quest, scouring the internet for a solution. Eventually, his diligent research led him to the doorstep of a family-operated auction house. It was there, within the walls of this reputable establishment, that Lauren believed he would find the knowledgeable assistance he needed to unlock the blanket's hidden worth. Lauren couldn't help but feel he'd stumbled upon the perfect place as he stepped into the bustling auction house. Every inch of the room was crammed with curious and extraordinary antiques, each carrying its own unique value and story. Lauren, though cautiously hopeful, had learned to manage his expectations over time. As Jeff, the auction house appraiser, carefully unfolded and examined the blanket, his eyes widened with intrigue. However, he wasn't quick to jump to conclusions. There was a lingering doubt in his mind. What if the blanket turned out to be a skillful forgery? To get to the bottom of this mystery, Jeff asked Lauren to recount the story of how he had come to possess the blanket. Still uncertain about his own expertise in evaluating such a rare find, Jeff made a wise decision. He sought Lauren's permission to send the blanket to a nearby university for a more thorough examination involving experts who could provide a more definitive answer. Days later, the long-awaited result arrived. Lauren, after enduring a roller coaster of hopes and doubts, yearned for a simple stroke of good luck. All he wanted now was for the blanket to be worth something substantial, to finally catch a break after the trials and tribulations he had faced. Lauren and his girlfriend were filled with anticipation as they made their way to the auction house to meet with Jeff. Upon their arrival, Jeff, the auction house expert, began to weave a compelling narrative about the blanket that had piqued their interest. Jeff's storytelling took them on a captivating journey through time. He explained that the blanket they had in their possession was no ordinary piece of fabric. It was an invaluable historical artifact. Its origins could be traced back to the mid-17th century when the skilled Navajo people began crafting these exquisite wool blankets. What set these blankets apart were their intricate and elaborate designs, which had an irresistible allure. These blankets were so beautiful that they caught the attention of other indigenous tribes and even Spanish explorers, who eagerly sought to acquire them. However, owning one of these blankets came with a hefty price tag, and they were considered a symbol of wealth and prestige. These highly sought-after blankets, known as boss blankets, were more than just textiles. They were tangible pieces of history and art. Jeff's words painted a vivid picture of a time when these blankets were not merely functional but symbols of cultural significance and opulence. As Lauren and his girlfriend heard about this, they were truly amazed. Their blanket, which had seemed ordinary, now felt like a priceless piece of history. It was like a time machine that could take them back to the past, showing the incredible skills of the Navajo people. This discovery was a big moment in their journey, and it made them appreciate the blanket even more. They couldn't help but be in awe of its rich history. It was like holding a precious treasure chest filled with the culture and craftsmanship of a bygone era. Their journey had taken an unexpected twist, revealing that their simple blanket was anything but ordinary. According to the experts, they estimated that the blanket would have been worth around $150 back in 1803. To put that into perspective, it was roughly the price of a house, which cost about $200 at that time. Lauren was astonished to learn about the blanket's historical value. What made Lauren's blanket even more extraordinary was that it belonged to the first phase of Navajo blankets. These first-phase blankets were exceptionally rare and highly sought after. In fact, it was believed that only around 50 of these first-phase blankets still existed anywhere in the world. These blankets were known for their breathtaking beauty and intricate designs, making them true works of art. Lauren was now faced with a big decision. He was considering selling the blanket at an upcoming auction, and Jeff, the expert, offered some valuable advice. Jeff suggested that the blanket should be included in a collection of rare and remarkable items. This collection would showcase the blanket's unique history and significance, making it even more appealing to collectors and enthusiasts. For Lauren, this was an incredible turn of events. The seemingly simple blanket he had stumbled upon had transformed into a priceless piece of history, a testament to the artistry and culture of the Navajo people. The upcoming auction promised to be an exciting opportunity to share this remarkable discovery with the world, and Lauren couldn't wait to see where this new chapter in their journey would lead. Word about the extraordinary blanket seemed to have spread like wildfire, and Lauren received an unexpected call from an unknown caller. The mysterious voice on the other end of the line expressed a keen interest in buying the antique blanket and was willing to offer an astonishing sum of $2 million. The offer left Lauren and his girlfriend utterly astounded. $2 million for a blanket that had once seemed simple and unassuming was beyond their wildest dreams. It was a life-changing opportunity, and they couldn't believe their luck. To ensure that Lauren would indeed bring the blanket to the upcoming auction, Jeff, the expert from the auction house, took a remarkable step. He handed Lauren a staggering sum of $9,000 in cash, acting as a sort of guarantee. This unexpected turn of events added even more intrigue to their journey, and it seemed that the blanket's story was far from over. As Lauren stood in the bustling crowd at the auction, he noticed a familiar face from the Antiques Roadshow in attendance. It seemed that the Navajo blanket had garnered quite a bit of attention, even earning a TV rating, which left the expert visibly impressed. The excitement reached a fever pitch when the auctioneer announced the opening bid for the blanket at a jaw-dropping $15 million. The room buzzed with anticipation as collectors and enthusiasts eagerly raised their cards. First, someone boldly put forth a bid of $20 million. To Lauren's amazement, the bidding war showed no signs of slowing down. The price soared to an astonishing $90 million, and just when it seemed like it couldn't go any higher, the auctioneer pushed for another $1 million bid. At that moment, Lauren couldn't help but tighten his grip, wondering if the blanket could possibly reach such an astronomical price. However, his joy was short-lived, as something unexpected was about to happen, leaving Lauren and the entire auction crowd in disbelief. The auction and the staggering payout made headlines, and the news of Lauren's incredible windfall spread like wildfire. When his mother called to share in the excitement, she also had some unexpected news. She revealed that Lauren's sister was less than thrilled about his newfound fortune. In fact, she believed the money belonged to her and was prepared to take Lauren to court over it. Dismayed by the prospect of a legal battle within the family, Lauren decided to consult his grandmother's lawyer for guidance. To his immense relief, he learned that his sister had no legal grounds for her claim. The money rightfully belonged to him, putting an end to any potential legal dispute. After years of financial hardship and uncertainty, Lauren was finally able to breathe a sigh of relief. The newfound wealth opened up a world of possibilities. He spared no expense, giving his girlfriend the dream wedding she had always wanted. He invested in stocks, acquired 2 homes, and even took his entire family, including the children, on a luxurious cruise to Mexico. Not to forget himself, he indulged in a lifelong dream, purchasing a Harley-Davidson. Lauren's extraordinary journey, from the discovery of a seemingly ordinary blanket to a life-changing windfall, reminds us that life is full of surprises. It's a story of resilience, hope, and the unexpected turns that can lead to unimaginable opportunities. So, as you reflect on Lauren's remarkable adventure, consider this. What might be waiting for you just around the corner? What hidden treasures or unexpected moments could change your life? Embrace the possibilities and seize the opportunities that come your way. Whether it's exploring your passions, investing wisely, or pursuing your dreams, remember that life is an adventure, and you have the power to shape your own story. What extraordinary journey awaits you next? It's time to discover.